Hello and welcome to The Best Of. I'm your host, Ricky Tucker. The Best Of focuses on the best in the areas of business, entertainment, sports, and the community. And it is our pleasure today to have none other than Mr. Tony Knox, also known as Hard Knox in the training business. Mr. Knox is a certified strength and conditioning coach for Ever Fit, working for Forever Fit, and he is our distinct guest today. Welcome to the show today, Tony.
Coach, I'm doing good. How about you?
I am doing well. I can't complain at all. We are really excited. As I said, the Best Of focuses on these different areas, and for some reason, you really kind of cover all of those areas, a little bit of business, a little bit of sports, a little bit of entertainment, and the community, because you're working with our most valuable asset, and that's our people. So what we'd like to do is to go ahead and get started and maybe have you to tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm Tony Knox. I work over at Forever Fit on the Brian Miles. He's been over at the Crescent Center, Lenox Park, and Clark's Tower for about 10 years now. I specialize in training athletes, sports teams, executives, housewives, kids, anyone you can name, I train them.
Wow, that's a mouthful. So hopefully just that bit got the attention of our listening audience. Quite honestly, it's a pleasant surprise to hear you give us that broad of a spectrum. So I'm excited, and we're going to go ahead and talk about this some more. So with all of this knowledge and with this client base, tell us how you got involved with health and fitness.
Well, it was funny. I tell people all the time, I fell into training. While I was waiting on one career to follow through, I started training under a gentleman by the name of Anthony Johnson down in Houston, Mississippi, who now resides in Oxford and trains out of there. He called me up one day. He knew I was unemployed and trying to find a job. He said, "Tony, what do you think about training?" I said, "Well," I haven't thought about it much, but I'll give it a shot." So I went out on a limb and I moved to Houston, Mississippi, which is about 2 hours away, started working there, and I started at the bottom. I started cleaning, I started just working the floors. And one day he approached me, he said, "What do you think about getting your own clients?" And I said, "You know what?" I said, "Well, the other job hasn't come through yet." I said, "I'll give it a shot." And so, AJ just started showing me the ropes and everything. And it took me a while to actually fall in love with training. But quickly, I started realizing the benefits that the clients would get from it. And not only the clients, but the trainers. Because it was one field I knew every day I could wake up and I was going to go help and better someone's life.
Wow.
And so,
that's really awesome, and that's one of the reasons we really wanted you to come on the show, because as I was listening to you, I was thinking about the fact that I lived in Cleveland, Ohio, and I had a fitness trainer, I had a personal trainer there. And I can remember moving to Philadelphia, and at the time the mayor said that he wanted Philadelphia to become a healthier city, because at the time it was the fattest city.
Right.
So as we were thinking about having you on, it really did crystallize in my mind the importance of fitness and training and health. And so that's why we wanted you to come in and talk with us today. Now, you've mentioned the wide spectrum of people that you work with. So let me ask you this. You've got young kids, you've got older people. What do? Do you train everybody the same?
No, actually I don't. One thing, everyone has their own blueprint. Everyone has a past. And so the first thing you try to do is figure that out. You learn a little bit more about that. And then you learn a little bit more about their current situation. And that's going to help you better build a plan for to better their future health. Because just say, Coach, if you want to prepare to run for a marathon, and I have a kid over here who just in shape, you guys may have different, you may need different attention to different areas. And so you have to really build a plan tailored to that.
So in other words, you're telling me that at my age, I can have a goal, and someone 20 years younger than me can have the same goal, and let's say that goal is to run and complete a marathon. You can prepare us both for the same event. However, you do it in different ways.
Right. You'll do it in different ways. Just say if a person has had a history of diabetes or a person has had broken bones, you need to know those things to ensure your client's health and well-being, current and in the future.
Wow, that's pretty amazing stuff. So, okay, I'm understanding that better now, and that does amaze me more and more, because I was just thinking, when I think, and probably most of the people out there, when they think about fitness trainers, they think in terms of just really pushing the iron. So we see, and in the interest of time, we'll just go through some more questions, because it's obvious that you've got a lot of knowledge about this area. So with that, talk to me about the importance of things like rest and diet and exercise, and can I have one without the other and still be fit, or is it important for me to have all three?
Well, I'm gonna say no, but you have your genetic freaks out there, we all know. But one thing you wanna make sure is you wanna make sure that you're getting your nutrition in. You wanna make sure that you're getting the food to help deliver the nutrients to your body, to make sure you can just go about your everyday activities of the day. And that's gonna help prepare you when you add something called exercise. That's gonna help you to have the right amounts of energy, to get the right of nutrients to feed your body. And when you're talking about rest, that's your recovery time. Just think if you ran your car all day and all night. That puppy's gonna overheat and it's gonna break down. And so you have to treat your body the same way. Just like if you go get an oil change, you have to make sure you're getting your water. That's your delivery system for your nutrients. And you wanna make sure that you're giving yourself the amount of time to rest. You wanna try to make sure you're giving yourself about 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Because I tell you, over time, you'll start feeling the effects of it. And you'll feel yourself getting sick, or you'll start getting muscle aches or tears or pulls. And so all those three combined are very important and are key.
Wow, that's really good to hear as well. And with that being said, usually when someone thinks about an exercise plan or an exercise regimen for themselves, they think, I've got to get up, I've got to run every day, I've got to do it early in the morning or late at night. Tell me about a program, or tell me about how you design these programs for individuals, because the one deterrent, I believe, that keeps people from wanting to exercise is the fact that it's painful, it's not enjoyable. So what would you say, and how would you make it more enjoyable for someone to exercise?
Well, throughout my years of training, I've learned a lot of people have this stigma that training is painful. People hate training. It's not something that's fun to do. One thing I try to get my clients to realize is you don't have to always come to the gym and train. I train my clients everywhere. Primarily, I train at the gym, but we may meet downtown, we might meet over at Rose College, or we may meet at their own homes. But changing up, switching up, your body likes variety. Your mind likes variety. Keeps you interested, and also that keeps you going, and it better prepares you for that long haul, because it's something. It's not, while it's not easy, you do want to make sure that you're giving yourself the right amounts of variety so you can stay interested in with the workout plans. And that's one thing. I'm up all night, coach, trying to figure out different things to do, because I've been blessed to have workout junkies as clients, and so they look for new challenges. I have one guy who is a restaurant owner who used to do triathlons. Now this guy, he's looking for something new to do every time. And so as a trainer, it's really pushing me to become better.
So you're always improving. You know, my wife and I provide training, and we were in a session, and this guy says, well, how do you know that you're at your best, and when you get to your best, how do you get better? And it sounds like that's what you're experiencing, because you mentioned the term workout junkies. What's a workout junkie?
Oh, a guy that eats, sleeps, breathes, just fitness. Yeah, the guy goes and pick up a can of tomatoes and he's flexing his muscles.
Wow.
You know, those are the types of people that keep the trainers going. That's the type of guy that you don't mind waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning going to train because you know he knows why he's there. Wow. And after he leaves you, he's going to do the right things. And that's the type of guy that's going to help better you and that's going to make you a great trainer.
Wow. Well, and you stressed an interesting point, and it may have raised a question for some of the people in the listening audience. I know that I use the term guy generically, but you also work with female athletes and young ladies as well. So when you say guy, you may have been talking about the guys then, but you actually work with females as well?
Exactly. I work with a golfer who's out at Hank Haney's School of Golf right now. Wow. She's a phenomenal person as well. Yeah. And I know she's doing the right things. Even though we're hundreds of miles away, I know she's doing the right things. As a matter of fact, another thing that we specialize in is telefitness, and that's training through the internet. I get on my computer, she gets on her laptop, and we go at it.
Wow. You must be reading my mind, because that was the next thing that I was going to ask you. I know that as a road warrior, there are some people that are out and about, and let's say we're in the same city, but then all of a sudden I have to move, or my business takes me out and I'm away most of the week. How are you going to help me and keep me in shape?
One thing I would like to know is when you're going out of town. That way I can prepare a plan, a workout plan, and a meal for you. And if you would like, I can make videos for you and send them to your email, or we can do live training through the internet. And so that way, your workout can happen at any time, in a place, whether it's in your hotel room, whether you want to take your iPad down to the river, wherever, we can still stay on track. And so that way, I'm there with you no matter where you go. You're going to have a mini-me with you.
A mini-me. I like that. A mini Coach Hard Knox.
That's right.
All right. That sounds great. Now, what we'd like to do, too, because we want to make sure that people can get in contact with you, because your health is your wealth. As my wife always says, your health is your wealth. So if someone wants to get in contact with you, and we're going to repeat this a few times throughout, so if somebody wants to get in contact with you just to talk about their health, or to maybe even have you to come and talk with students, or whatever the case may be at some point, how can they get in contact with you?
You can reach me at my phone at 901-598-0115, or reach me at my email at fitnex21@gmail.com. It's at fitnex21@gmail.com. Or you can find me on my Facebook at Tony Knox, and just type me in and you'll see me wearing the chicken suit.
All right. Okay, a little bit of flexibility there, huh? All right. Well, one of the things that I did want to, I wanted to make sure that we did that, but then I wanted to make sure to